spreadsheet there?
Yeah.
Okay. So this business is servicing washrooms, fairly low margin visits, pretty tight timetables. They send out the van, it goes to several sites during the day, and they do either a service like a clean or do an exchange. The profit driver for the business is efficient planning of the routes and stops so they get the best usage. They try and keep the same driver on a route because the drivers aren't Einsteins, they're at the other end of the scale, so repetition helps. And on each route, there's at each site, there's different areas like the main office, manufacturing, kitchens, and so on. And within each area, there are locations such as male toilet, female toilet, disabled. And at each location, there's a different mix of products: air freshener, soap, deep clean, urinal. And each product has a different service interval. So they have a spreadsheet at the moment that looks like this. So they've got products up the top here. I'll just make that a bit bigger for you. They've coded. They've got different cycles running. So over here, they're actually planning each product for each site. So they're saying on week 2, they'll do an RS, refill the soap. And soap's done on a 2 weekly cycle, so they have 4 lines on the spreadsheet saying on weeks numbers 2, 4, 6, and 8 of the 8-week cycle, they'll refill the soap. On weeks 2 and 6 of the cycle, they will refill the air freshener. Weeks 2 and 6, they'll do a deep clean on the toilets and a deep clean on the urinal. And finally, we've got SS, which is the sanitary bin, which gets exchanged only in week 2. So that's getting changed every 8 weeks. And then from this spreadsheet, at the moment, produce a run sheet like this, which says these are the places the guy's got to go in the dates in the day, and this is straight out of their Excel spreadsheet. This is the address, suburb, and then I'm not sure its size, but something. These codes again are things like air fresheners, soap, something or other, lead, urinal clean. So they're actually going to 19 different sites during the day. And if they do that on Monday of week 4 at the top, in 8 weeks' time, they'd want to do the same sequence down there. So my challenge now is if I go into TSM, we can raise the schedules to generate the jobs, but they don't want to be generating every day. They're going to have 19 jobs cropping up for Morris. They don't want to, in 8 weeks' time, have to reschedule, generate a completely fresh schedule list of jobs. Not schedule, that's the wrong word. Route plan for Morris to visit these same 19 sites. Do you understand what I want to do?
Are you saying you don't want to raise 19 jobs in a day to go to all these sites?
I'm happy to raise 19 jobs, but I don't want to have to assign 19 jobs every 8 weeks. I want that pattern to automatically repeat.
So the first, can I just give my comments from what I've seen already? If you go back to the spreadsheet, please.
That one?
Yeah. I'm looking at patterns. And my initial feeling is the concept of an 8-week cycle should be thrown out the door. And we should look at this more as a continuous recurring cycle within cycles. So if you look for, and I might be wrong, but if you look, for example, at the first one, which is weeks 2, 4, 6, and 8, right?
Yes.
Now that's actually weeks 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, ongoing. So for me, that would simply be a single schedule on a 2-weekly cycle that recurs.
Well, this goes 2, 4, 6, 8 for this product.
Yes.
But this product goes 2 and 6.
I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at the first one. So the first one,
I'd agree with you.
Have a 2-weekly schedule that recurs, lead to whatever equipment on the site is on that 2-weekly cycle.
Yes.
Then secondly, I would have a 4-weekly cycle. 2,
Yep.
6, 10, whatever. And we would link whatever equipment was on that 4-weekly cycle to that 4-weekly schedule.
Yes.
And I break these down into patterns of individual schedules. Now, TSM will already has the intelligence that if 2 schedules happen to fall on the same day, it won't create 2 jobs. It'll combine them together under a single job.
Interesting. Okay.
That's pockets of gold there, what we've just captured in now.
It's a setup option.
It's a gem.
It's a setup option.
Yeah, that's very important.
Now, there are some criteria that it needs to be. It needs to be the same site. It needs to be for the same
Billing house?
day, date, and time. In other words, if you have one for 9 o'clock, if you put a time in there, 9 o'clock and another's 11 o'clock, that'll be considered separate, right? But typically, you just put the date in there and no time. If you've got an employee ID, it's got to be the same employee, and so on. So there's some rules there. But if you turn that option on, it'll actually create it. So you can break your schedules down into bunches of schedules that have no relationship to each other. It just simply says, this is the equipment under this schedule, and this is how often I'll service it. And TSM will just naturally merge them together if they coincide on the same day. So that's
Okay.
the first change in approach that I would suggest you consider, because it greatly simplifies the process.
Right.